Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze Check podcast. Guys, it's been about a couple weeks. You know, the devs took a break, and I guess so did we, man. Since we've done a podcast, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But hey, fellas, how are we feeling today? Well, let me introduce everybody. I feel like they already know. You know, we got my boy E-Bates, we got my man J-God, and we got my man Hunter, who's back. I feel like for like what, Hunter, like the third week in a row now, or something like that.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot, so I'm on my game with what's going on. So I'm ready to go.
I love that, man. All right. So I'm gonna address something really fast before we start the podcast. I had a lot of people asking me, like, "Yo, Hector, why has there been no podcast in the last like 2-3 weeks or whatever?" And quite literally, I just want to say this now. The reason being is because, and I'm gonna say this as bluntly as possible, there's only so much shit we can say about this game and talk about how bad it is. The devs left on break. We had a podcast right when they left on break. We went over all the stuff that didn't happen, pretty much. Said the game's in a horrible state. And nothing has changed in the last 3 weeks. No new updates. Devs have been on break. So doing a podcast would just be deja vu of what we already know, right? We would have done it on talked again and repetitive about how the game sucks. And so, yeah, now we're here. But there is an update today. Fellas, I know a couple of you guys had a chance to play it. It just came out maybe like 2-3 hours ago. I have not. Talk to me, man. How we feeling about it? We'll go over it right now in a bit. But overview, general thoughts. E-Bates, have you touched it? Have you played the game at all?
I haven't played. I played obviously a little bit in New York, so like that was the majority of the Squid Game like content. I think the multiplayer side of things is amazing. Like all the new game modes. I like that there's that mosh pit mode that goes from like Dom to hardpoint to kill confirm to roulette. So like the multiplayer content side of things is super fun. I think all the new skins and stuff is super sick. Red light, green light's a lot of fun. I've seen that in like Roblox, Fortnite and stuff. So I'm glad that they added it to Call of Duty. But in general, as far as Warzone, there's really not much. So I'm sure we'll get a little bit into that. But overall, pretty stoked for the multiplayer side of things.
Right.
But other than that, yeah.
Okay, cool. J-God, did you get a chance to play it? I'm assuming you did, right?
I played a little bit, yeah. Just this morning, I was trying to go through the XP just to kind of figure out how it scaled, how much you needed, how long it would take. And then obviously they got the premium battle pass thingy, event pass, which I think is so bad, which we'll talk about. But overall, I mean, like the update didn't solve like 99% of the issues. I didn't expect it to though. Like, cause obviously they just got back. Realistically, they weren't going to do anything. I am a little bit surprised they didn't like nerf the stock on the XM4 to kind of open up the gates on what weapons can be used.
I agree.
Because I think that's one of the bigger problems is there are a lot of weapons that can definitely be used, but most people are just going to use the XM4 because that stock is so powerful. It allows you to run an 8 attachment with the suppressor and like it's just too good. And then they actually went out of their way to actively make certain things worse, which but that's more of a zombies thing. That's like a side thing that is kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
They fucked up zombies too?
Well, yeah, you know how the directed mode, that was how like people are grinding camos now?
Yeah.
They actually made it so that if you stay in the mode for a long period of time, like if you stay in the same round, now the time between rounds, it takes way longer. Like 40 seconds longer.
Oh shit.
So like now they're like, nah, we don't want people in there. So we want them to just play their normal mode. But it's like, well, that's how people want to play. Like, who cares how they play? Like, let them play. So now it's like way less efficient. But that's just more like a why? Like, who the fuck asked for that?
Well, okay, so I guess here's a question: is like, are they even back yet? Because my understanding is they're not even back yet. Like, they come back Monday. That is what like I thought, and obviously I don't know for a fact, but like. This update, this is why, like, okay, this update, we're going to go over it right now. But I was telling everybody 2-3 days ago, I was like, guys, don't expect anything crazy. It's going to be a content update. It's literally just going to be content for Squid Games, and that's it. I didn't expect anything apart from that. And if there's going to be a quote-unquote update that actually changes things, it'll probably be next week when they get back. This, at least I think this update was probably already done. And then they just had it scheduled for today or whatever. Yeah. Probably done before they left, right? So like to me, I didn't expect anything, which I'm actually surprised they did any type of updates. Again, we'll get into it. You know what? Let's just get into it now. But before we do, Hunter, talk to me, man. You general thoughts on the update and stuff.
To be honest with you, it's not at all what I wanted to come back to, because I was really hoping all the bugs would be squashed out, and seeing none of them for Warzone was pretty shocking. And overall, the Squid Game, I played it. The Warzone one, it's not fun. You're just kind of running around doing useless stuff to stay alive in the game. Have you played the Warzone version of it?
No, I was watching Chris play it.
They just make you do in Warzone. They make you do random things that it's just boring. Like you have to go, okay, collect as call as many kill streaks as you can, so you don't get killed. Loot as many boxes as you can, don't get killed. Have the longest hanging distance while you're parachuting, don't get killed. And it's just boring. Like it's just not fun. It's boring. And the multiplayer side, I played the red light, green light. The game I played in, it was bugged. So it killed everybody the first round. Everyone's in game chat. Why did I die? I'm not even moving or talking. So I don't think it's that great. And then I tried playing the Pantheon one, whatever that one's called in multiplayer. Yeah. It's just not fun. And it's not fun. It's just a remake of other game modes we already have in the game. It's just whatever. I don't think it's that fun. And like the bundles I don't think are that great. And I just think overall they missed the mark with this one because people want the game to work, and it's like when you have a crossover and the game doesn't even work, it's like are you listening to people? Because it's disappointing that I go to the patch notes for Warzone, it's like 5 lines long, and there's no revive glitch fixed. They didn't fix. I could literally rant for hours. They didn't fix anything that is making the game a killed experience right now. So I'm pretty disappointed with it. I don't like it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, so look, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, we'll talk about the couple changes, right? So all mantling speeds. Okay, so this is not the Squid Games version. This is just a general, I would say, foundational stuff that changed. And movement is a big part. I guess big. If there's anything big about this update, for me, I don't care about the Squid Game stuff. That's just content to spend money on. These are the things that I actually care about. And I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely thought this was like, we were gonna have no foundational changes. Today was just gonna be just content, right? So this is stuff, again, before I get in the comments, this is all things that should have already been in the game when it launched in November, right? It sucks that it took them this long, but I'm glad finally they added this back. Yeah, 50 days?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's been 50 days since launch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna sit here and say they did a great job at this. I'm gonna sit here and say I'm glad they added it back already. Like it took too long, but like finally we get to like open doors and close doors while running, and then mantling speeds have been adjusted. Now, have any of y'all tested this out? Mantling speeds. That's the big one that I was like, bro, you mantle so slow compared to Modern Warfare 3 Warzone. How is it now? Have we tested it out? Any of you guys?
I tried finding anything on Twitter. I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
So I have no
have
idea.
you guys seen it?
I didn't notice the difference for when I played. I didn't notice.
I didn't either.
Okay, that sucks. I'm gonna try it out today and I'll let you know. But again, this happens all the time where they do these things, where they make these changes and they're minuscule changes, and they
I'm
never
not saying
just
there wasn't a change. I just didn't notice it. Like, it wasn't like I was mantling. Let me check mantling. Oh yeah, it feels a little bit faster. I didn't like actively go out of my way to feel it.
Apparently, Exclusive Ace, which I do trust him. He's very, very trustworthy in the community.
Very good.
He said it's 20% faster. So I wonder how much does that equate to? How much is that? How much does that equate to in like equal to, right? In seconds, do you think 20% is a big amount, right?
It depends, right? So like if it
depends
took a
how long
second, now it's 0.8 seconds. It could be 200 milliseconds faster, but it doesn't take a second. I don't know how fast. He probably has.
It's probably not much considering because the value is probably super low.
Yeah. Okay, I hope it's noticeable, especially the high mantling speeds. That's the one. I mean, it says all mantling speeds, which is great because there's low mantle and then high mantles. The high mantling speed was atrocious, like horrendous. So hoping it's somewhere near where Warzone 3 was. Hopefully my man T-Captain can do a comparison between, Modern Warfare 3 and where we're at now. And then finally, doors can now be open and closed while sprinting. This is one that I was so confused at why it was gone. People even contemplating this being.
Well, you can still do it through walking, right? You just couldn't do it while sprinting.
You had to be like you couldn't be moving fast, and you had to be like looking at it.
Because I felt like I could do it while walking. Like I would do a reload, and while I was walking through, I could do it. But I don't feel like, I don't know.
Okay.
Like I don't feel like I do that often. So I don't know.
So what do you guys how do you guys feel about this? I obviously didn't expect them to do anything. This is something that should have been in the game.
I don't know
on
why it was
launch.
taken out of the game. Yeah. So this whole thing confused me. I don't even know if this was intentional or non-intentional. It seems like it was intentional because it says doors can now be opened and closed while sprinting. Normally they would say we fixed an issue where doors couldn't be closed while sprinting. So it feels like it was probably an intentional change. Why? I don't know why. It just seems stupid. What bot player was complaining that they couldn't close doors while sprinting, or they didn't want to close doors while sprinting? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Stupid.
Yeah, what do you think, Hunter?
I mean, it doesn't really change anything because that's like the least of the worries right now with the game. Like truly, like, it's not going to change the fact that within 60 seconds I'm going to have a bug happen to me. It doesn't change anything. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be great once the whole game's fixed, but it's still like just I don't have any
I don't want to
emotion
sit
about
here
this one.
and like clap my hands for stuff that just like we used to have. It's like, you know,
We had it
used to have
50 days ago.
and now we don't. We used to have this. We used to have a lot of things. Unlimited attack sprint all the time. We used to have. We'll get into it. I'm just, you know.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
This one's whatever, bro. I truly just whatever. 50 days ago we had this, so I'm not like freaking out about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it took a little bit too long for this to come back. I'll say that. And so I mean, Jay God, I'm assuming you feel the exact same way, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that it feels like the way that they've gone about things is that they're just sandbagging everything till Verdansk. Like that's, and I talked about this in my video where even the marketing for the Warzone 2 or 3 or whatever the hell that we want to call this, they got like no marketing. Like I feel like every year we've had like insane marketing for Warzone on top of the base game, right? MW2 had insane marketing with Warzone 2. There was a lot of hype generated around it, even though it sucked. And then we had MW3, and then it was Warzone. Oh, look at all these things. But I felt like this year they did like insane marketing for BO6 and like nothing when it comes to Warzone. And I feel like that's intentional. And it kind of like behind the scenes, they kind of probably have this benchmark where they go, okay, we just need the game to be done by March or April or whatever the hell Verdansk's going to come out. And then the marketing budget we would normally and ordinarily spend, now we're going to go ahead and push it all into Verdansk. We're going to do like a big push to get people back on the game. Like they don't care. Like it's like they shifted the calendar. So instead of launching in Q4, they launch in Q1, and they kind of like just moved it so that they're actually separating the launches a little bit more, so that maybe even next year we won't get an integration probably in December. Maybe we'll get it in March again, so that it'll actually be split. I don't know. Maybe that's conspiracy theory or whatever. But for whatever reason, they didn't market this version, so it's clear that they didn't like there's probably layers to it where it just doesn't feel like a normal integration in terms of the tempoing and pace.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. That's a damn good guess of what they're doing, because I agree. Like I think right now, even from a business standpoint, that makes more sense if they, let's say, have, I'm just gonna throw a random number, $1 million for marketing, right? Are you going to spend 500,000 on, you know, Warzone 4 that has no new changes, right? Or you're gonna spend it on Verdansk with having one of the biggest player bases at the time, right? And trying to get as many people back as possible. Obviously, I would assume that they would probably want to put that whole $1 million into that. So honestly, that's a damn good idea, or I guess. Now, I guess to bring up a question, do you guys think that would be better than integrating and everything changing on November, December? Or do you think it's a good idea to separate the launch of the game from, let's say, the new map? Like instead of Q4, November, December, like we get a new map, everything comes out while the new game comes out? Or do you think it's good for them to take a 2 to 3 month, I don't want to say break, but have them a cushion to try to work through all the integrations and stuff, and then it launch in March, April?
One thing I'll add to that is the problem that we talked about previously, where their time schedule is shorter. They don't really get to work based off the finished product. So they almost get like 9 months, like on Raven's side, to really like hustle to get the game done, plus work on the campaigns, plus do whatever the other BS they got to do. So I think by pushing it later, that would give them more time to work based off the final vision of the game. Because like an alpha or whatever would be done for the new game, and then they could work based off of that, versus prior to that, it's like, oh damn, well we got to get this done in 9 months or 6 months or whatever, and it's kind of awful. So I don't know if it's better or worse. I guess we'll see. But that's the way it feels, because it doesn't really feel like there's a lot of urgency around the product, right? Even the tweet about the Ricochet stuff, they said, oh, season 2 or 3. Like,
Yeah.
so like, why not sooner? Like, there's clearly, like, I don't know, it feels that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I like you're saying, why not just, if they have it ready, why not release it now? Why wait 25 days until season 2 comes out, right? Like, yeah. I mean, Hunter Ebates, opinions on that concept, or like what Jay God said, instead of integration or everything happening when the game launches in November, December, pushing it back to maybe March, April to give them time, quite frankly, give Raven time to actually have enough appropriate time to integrate it. What do you guys think? Obviously, I don't like integrations in general, but thoughts on it.
You want to
Whoever
go
wants
first?
Say again, Hunter. Go ahead.
You want to go
Go ahead.
first?
No, you can
You
go.
want me
You
to
go
go
ahead.
first?
I'll follow you up.
I do think they should get more time because, first impressions are everything for a lot of casual players, because they can go play whatever the hell they want to play. And I think the current state of the game is actually like literally the worst thing I've ever played, not because of the content, because of how it doesn't function correctly. And I've said this before, it's just random royale right now. Like, it's not functioning on a level that it should be. And if they had extra time, these like PTSD moments we have with these games when they first came out won't happen. You're not going to have Vanguard PTSD from launch. You're not going to have MW2 from launch where we had nothing with the game. I think they should definitely get more time. Will it happen though? No, but they should definitely get way more time, because if you look at Vanguard launch, we remember how chaotic it was. It was even, let's start with Cold War. When Cold War integrated, all the Cold War guns were trash. If you guys remember, they were literally the worst weapons ever when the game first came out. And it's kind of like, why did we just add all these guns if they're not going to be good? And then Caldera, that was just this whole like battle royale as a whole was just destroyed, and the whole map was bad. And then MW2, we obviously lost every feature we had, leading up to that. And then MW3, it was buggy. I remember MW3 was pretty buggy as well at launch. And then here we are now with literally the worst it's ever been. So if they had more time, I think it would definitely help a lot. Because, at the end of the day, they're people too, and they can't just do all these things instantly. And they need time to like actually get everything properly done. Because we're 50 days in and nothing's been solved. That's been killing the game. Like, well, I'm going on Chris's stream and he still can't revive his teammate that's down.
Oh, dude,
but I think that goes back to maybe that's intentional. Like the actual like integration is actually happening when Verdansk happens. Like, even though we had an integration, the actual one, like, so like our expectations got to shift to go, oh, well, that's when the new game like is actually happening. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Nah, yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. I think that it's pretty obvious that a lot of their resources are going towards something in the future. I know they announced Verdansk. We don't really know when it's coming. I think the assumption is March. So I'm assuming all of the Warzone resources, Raven, whoever else is working on Verdansk, is focused completely on that. But they also figured, oh, okay, shit, we have a multiplayer coming out in October, November. We have to integrate that somewhat into Warzone. So we kind of just got this half-assed kind of project thrown on Urzikstan and Rebirth with all these bugs and shit. Because I'm sure a lot of it was just, hey, like, we're going to just put our time and resources into Verdansk, making sure that's great. And hopefully we do a good enough job with the new movement, the new mechanics, new guns, and that'll hold us over until March. But unfortunately, it's just like, it probably wasn't as smooth as they expected. And they're probably not really trying to fix anything that's in the past now. They're trying to look towards the future. So I'm sure for the Warzone side of things, at least, they're probably just like, like, fuck it, we just got to deal with it. And hopefully everyone gets to March, and then that's when things will hopefully be good. If things are ass and Verdansk drops and things aren't good, I think the game will genuinely die, because there's no way that the game's not getting fixed right now. And if they come 100%. Out with a new map and on this, and there's still shit that's fucked up, then it's done. It's over.
It's a GG, yeah, for sure.
It's literally GG. It's GG.
Yeah. I think I could strongly agree to that. Not to mention that, there's rumors that Battlefield is making their own battle royale. I don't know if that's even remotely close to competition.
A year and a half from now.
Hey, you never know. You never know, Ebates. You never know. They need competition.
We do.
And I'm rooting for Battlefield.
Hey, Battlefield's track record is not good, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I'm rooting for them, bro. I'm rooting for them because Call of Duty needs competition. If not, they will not. They will not care. They'll keep making their money, keep doing their thing, and Warzone will never get fucking better. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I have one more thing about the bug side of things. I remember last time we talked about they vaulted the Core 45 because there was a glitch where you could like make it insta kill full auto. You remember we talked about that? There was a blueprint where you could like take the attachments off and keep the blueprint on, but like you could do insanely more damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell happened, but they brought the gun back after removing it, but they didn't fix it when they brought it back, and they removed it again. So like they brought it back and they didn't fix the issue, and then the issue happened again, and then they removed it again. Like they removed the gun because it was OP and literally broken, and then like what the hell's up with that? We gotta talk about that for a second. Yes, they brought it back. It was back for like a day or two, and then they removed it again without changing anything. Like completely still broken. I'm just like wondering. I thought they made a good play removing it, and then nothing happened, and they brought it back. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on over there?
How do they do these types of things? I'm genuinely curious because, like, bro, they have to have like a backup system that they work on. Like, how do I say this? Like, they have like a loaded default, and then from there they adjust that. Because, bro, for example, pings getting removed from rank play, that was what the update went out today. So that was removed like 2-3 weeks ago. No more live pings. Then 2-3 days ago, pings are back in. Or sorry, this morning pings are back in the game. This morning, somehow, some way that crept back in. So, dude, there's got to be like they load defaults and then they adjust from there. Like, how does that even happen? They just
got to be
fixed
the same thing as the whole like Superstore thing on Urzikstan, like where they brought in Superstore, and now that we're back on a new like game, they probably couldn't add the updates that were recently added the past couple months
because it makes no sense. Like you're like, how?
Yeah,
dude,
this most recent update briefly re-enabled live pings. Okay.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Okay, like,
but they said they went ahead and playlist updated it, so it did fix it. But good, they fixed it, cool. But it's like they put out a problem, then they fixed it immediately. But it's like, how did that even happen? It makes no sense.
Live
that
server
happens
and
all
then,
the time.
All the time.
Bro,
I agree.
think about the fucking the Doom shotgun. Like every year, no matter what, somewhere it becomes meta again. Oh, sorry, it was unnerfed. Like, bro, okay, do they not have a save button? I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. Like, I mean, so dead ass. Like, is it like, bro? I would assume that it'd be as simple as, yo, you do all these changes, hit save, and then the next time you adjust that. Like, bro, I know that sounds crazy.
Hit save.
Like, there's got to be more to it. There's no way, right? Like, I don't know.
I'm not even trying to be an asshole. I'm just being
I know.
How does guns like that just keep coming back? You know, like same thing with the core that Hunter said.
Yeah, the Doom shotgun is an interesting one because it's happened like 5 times.
Yes.
And what's interesting about it too is like, I remember one time it happened. It was like, okay, it's one shot. Oh, okay, I remember it was MW3. It was a one shot in one game mode, but then when you go in another game mode in Warzone, it's not one shot. So there was like one game mode it was one shot in, and I just remember using it obviously. But I don't know, man. The Doom shotgun's been terrorizing this game over and over and over again. It's insanity. I don't know what's happened with that. Charlie Until just made a tweet I thought was funny. It's about Squid Games. I guess one of the paid takedowns you do, it doesn't actually kill the enemy.
Yeah.
So when you do the takedown on them, they just get back up and they can run away. I just thought that was like a funny bug that we can talk about.
I heard
Yeah,
about
you
that
can go Charlie
earlier.
Until. You should pull it up. It's pretty funny.
Hey.
Yeah.
No. Oh, no way. Nah, that's insane. And he just comes right back up? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't go. I thought it was funny. That was just funny.
So busted.
The bundle's going to be fixed ASAP, bro. I'll tell you that, man. But no, okay, now let's kind of move on to what's next. I'll say this, like, JD, let's go to the next update. So if you are just play pubs, right? This update doesn't do shit for you. Like, I'm gonna be honest. If you just play
100%.
pubs, if you this update does nothing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You get cool skins, you do all this stuff, fine, right? If you are specifically a ranked player and you love grinding ranked, this update, I'm not saying it's good, but made a big impact on the way you play ranked. This 2 changes, which we'll get into the next one, but battle ready, them replacing a UAV for a supply UAV quite literally changes how the way rank plays completely.
Yeah,
So
because
for me,
the whole UAV cheese.
yeah. So for me, I'm happy that they did this. Like, they should have done this before. Honestly,
Can you explain that for anyone in the chat that doesn't know what the hell that problem is?
So for those of you that don't know, right, whenever playing ranked play, the meta is you go and buy a loadout for 12.5k, and then you buy a battle ready class. What that does is it gives you a sub with 5 attachments, and then it gives you a UAV and a utility box. And that happens for every single one of your teammates. So automatically for 12.5k, you get an advanced UAV, which is cheese. Like normally advanced UAVs are 18k. Now it's 12.5k. And not to mention that they're bugged as well. So which they did fix as well. Whenever you would go and after buying, you would buy Gunfighter, which 8 attachment gun, you would automatically get a free UAV with that. Like it was bugged. So pretty much everybody on the map had advanced UAVs all the time in ranked. And so the reason why this kind of is a big deal is one, no map awareness, right? You didn't have to figure out how people were rotating, read the map, etc. But then two, it's like it also played a big factor in wondering, are these guys cheating or do they just have an advanced UAV? Because yeah, you can get pre-fired if you're on an advanced UAV and you don't have ghosts. Yeah, you're gonna get pre-fired. But now cheating is a whole nother situation, which we'll get into in a little bit. But this is going to change the way the game plays completely as far as ranked goes. Not for regular pubs. Again, for regular pubs, shit didn't change anything. For ranked play, if you are specifically a ranked player, this is going to change the way ranked plays completely. They also fixed, I guess scroll down, right?
Something I want to go ahead. I want to say something about the whole battle ready thing and like I guess the whole competitive rank side of things. Like I know when we read the patch notes before the game even came out, before the integration, all three of us were like, yo, this makes no sense. Why can you get an advanced UAV for $12,000? Like, this is crazy. Before we even played the game. And then they just threw it into ranked and like, just thought it was going to go well. And like all of us before even playing the game knew that this was going to be an issue. And the problem I'm having is like, why are we throwing things into a ranked mode before trying it on like a public playlist or anything? It's like, just makes no sense to me. And I know we've had these issues in the past where like Bunker Busters just got thrown into ranked or got thrown into competitive. And it's just like, can we like test things before putting anything into the ranked playlist, especially? Because like the competitive integrity just gets completely tarnished when they just randomly throw these new updates and like new items into ranked play.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like this one definitely was like, yo, what are they doing? Same thing for gas grenades. Yo, what are they doing in ranked? Like, there's a lot of cheese shit that I'm just like, bro. Like, smokes right now they're not even good. Like, if people are rocking smokes right now, fine, go ahead. Like, it's cool because they're not good. I don't know. That's one of the things shouldn't even be in the game. But they pretty much changed it for a UAV to a supply UAV. So, I mean, I guess if you're trying to regain, this is kind of going to be like back in, J-God, what was it in Verdansk? There was a perk that gave you all, like, ammo and shit.
Bandolier?
Fully loaded.
It was a
so I feel like
perk.
this might... Yeah, there you go. So I feel like this might replace fully loaded like back in the day now. Or if you're in the regain, you're
Well,
like,
it
hey, I
should
need
have been.
chests.
That's what
so.
we thought it was going to be from the get-go.
Right.
That I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad they finally found a way to do that with Scavenger. Scavenger does that. So, like, you don't really even need the bandolier, but that gives you the extra ammo retentions because you get a vest out of it too, which is super powerful. Like, to be able to, like, spray and know that you have enough ammo is pretty powerful.
Yeah. Specifically for custom games, I'll say this. One thing I noticed when watching the first one, we only had one, but the one that we saw, it's like, it really is super effective to have that vest, or maybe it's, I don't know if it's this, where you have 300 plus ammo for your ARs at the end game. Like, I feel like finding AR was actually really hard in that specific custom game that I saw. Who knows? Maybe they made some changes, but besides the point. So yeah, they made that change. And then JD, can you go to the bug fixes, please?
I also want to talk about though that change to that wild card. That is actually a huge deal for people that are doing the Warzone camel grind, because I personally was using that to camel grind in Warzone. Because dude, sometimes you can't find anybody in Plunder. So for people that camel grind, that kind of sucks too. Like, truly does.
Yeah,
Because you can just pop them. Yeah, you pop them. You get your challenge done. You die. You come back and pop another one. So that sucks for anyone camel grinding. Since we're on top of the ranked, I'm actually rendering something real quick. I just want to show. This is something that's kind of frustrating with ranked, is how they didn't really fix the getting into a match. Like, I know you guys run into this a lot. Maybe you don't, but sometimes your third teammate, or you'll have one teammate who their game will glitch and they can't get into the ranked game. Like, their screen will flicker or something will happen and it kicks you out of the lobby. They didn't fix that, which really sucks. I know we're gonna talk about the SR system and stuff, so I'm rendering a good visual for us that we can use to show what the experience can be like just getting into a single rank game. So I got that.
Yeah.
About to be ready.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get into that right now because that is another one that we're going to go over. So bug fixes. They fixed a couple things. Fix an issue allowing players to gain the benefits of battle ready wildcard while grabbing a loadout with a different wildcard. This is what I said earlier, where if you grabbed battle ready and then in the same life without dying, you grabbed another loadout and it doesn't matter what it was, you would get a free UAV. So that was bugged. They fixed that, which is great. Fix an issue causing enemy parachute opening sound from occluding properly, making it seem enemies parachuting are closer than they are. That's an issue. So again, all these changes, J-God, do you think that they had all these changes done before they left and then just decided to put it out today with this content update?
Well, I think sometimes changes that we've talked about, some fit into a different bucket where they could just do it with the playlist update. Sometimes they need like a title update or whatever the hell it's called. There's different varying types of updates. I think maybe some of these, they could have already just been kind of like sitting there waiting for a bigger update. And we knew that January 3rd would have an update because of the Squid Games. So maybe it's related to that, but we really don't know. Like maybe like 4 out of the 7 updates were like playlist updates and 3 needed a title update or whatever. But regardless, they got them fixed, whatever. They're mostly minor.
Okay. Yeah, these are all going to be minor things. JD, can you please turn up J-God? Everybody's saying he's really low. Now, and then it said, fix an issue preventing players from using an advanced UAV after already calling one in during the match. So this is a bug where if you died with an advanced UAV up, when you came back from the gulag or back from whatever they brought you back, you can no longer pop advanced UAVs anymore. So that was another bug that was in the game. They fixed that. And I believe that's maybe some other ones. As far as rank play, those 2, the first bullet and the second and the third bullet are actually, I'm gonna say big. I'm not saying this is a big update. Please don't get that confused. But for the way that ranked is going to play from now on, that's actually pretty big. Specifically ranked. Now, fixing the issue preventing controller players from using a kill streak if it's not appearing on the HUD. I didn't even know that was a thing. Fixing the issue preventing players from dropping stacks of 500. So this was
huge.
okay. This was a different, bro. This was a hot fix. They fixed this like 2 weeks ago, but there was not a patch note, no nothing. And I guess now they decided to put it into the patch notes. So again, I'm curious.
Right?
Yeah, to announce it. But this was fixed like a week or 2 ago. Because before you could only drop $5,000.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they do that too, where they like, maybe they did fix it in a patch, like a playlist, but they don't notify anyone. And then they included this, but then it'll already be fixed. They've had this happen multiple times, but usually it's something subtle that slips under the radar that maybe most people don't even notice. But they've done this multiple times with the thing you're talking about, where it was fixed a couple weeks ago, but they could have tweeted about it without doing a full-on blog patch note, but then they still include it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. And then, so, yeah, I don't know how they do it. Maybe they just wait till the next big update to actually put it in. I'm assuming that they do this sometimes where they just make an update, don't say anything, wait until a patch note comes out, and then they put it in there. So this has been fixed like 2 weeks ago. Scroll down, JD, please. And then it says, fix an issue preventing spawn protection on Rebirth Island from functioning properly. Fix an issue preventing the exfil animation from playing in rank play. And fix an issue that could kick players out of a match when leaving a chat channel. So that's pretty much it. We'll get into the actual Squid Games right now because we got some opinions on that. But as far as the things that actually changed the game, the actual foundation of the game, not much. If you're a ranked player only, then yeah, the game will play a lot different in ranked play specifically. But the actual game itself, to the majority of players, nothing really changed, which to me, I expected. I thought today was just going to be a content update, which is exactly what it is. I don't think they're even back from the office yet. I think they get back Monday. I would hope, and let me know what you guys think. You guys think there's going to be any major updates within the next couple weeks before season 2, or is it just whatever we have now is what we have until season 2?
No, there'll be something.
Whatever we have.
Yeah, they
You
said
think so?
there would be something. They said there would be something shortly after holidays that wasn't related to this one.
Yeah, there'll be something.
So you think
Whether
it'll
it be
next
meaningful
Thursday?
or not, that's a different story, but there'll be something.
You think it'll be next Thursday or the Thursday after that? Because that would mean we have 25 days. I would assume, 25 days. What is the date? The 22nd, guys? Oh, no. It has to be next week. It has to be next week because I believe the season ends the 22nd and then season 2 starts the 23rd. So it has to be the 9th. Like the update has to be the 9th next week, if there is going to be one.
Yeah.
So
someone in your chat was pointing something out. A few people said it. They removed Find a Party, I guess. I don't know how big of a deal that is, but I guess a lot of people
that's been
use
a thing
that.
for like since the game came
Since
out.
the game came out.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been a problem because that's like I mainly hear it from other creators that complain about that, because what they do is they use that party feature to troll. So basically they can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that
But
does affect a
regular
lot of
people
people.
have the problem too. Yeah.
Yeah. For obviously for us, we don't normally use that, but for a lot of people in the chat, I always see it. Like I was very surprised to see how many people actually want that feature back. Again, maybe not a lot of people have people to play with, so they just go into that and they find players to play with, which is they took it out for some reason.
Well, it's because you can like choose if you want to have people with a mic or not, which helps a lot. Because I'm sure people are frustrated getting just people that don't talk and they just do whatever.
Yeah. Now, so boys, let's talk about the Squid Games crossover, and this is. I want y'all's honest thoughts on this, man. I understand everybody's pissed off. I understand also that like, hey, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. I also understand that there's so much wrong with the game that this shouldn't even be a thing. But I do get that marketing is very different from like I don't even know what you would call it. Like the people actually fixing
Live
the
service?
game.
Yeah, they're anti-cheat and
The
development.
people actually changing the game are different from the people promoting Squid Games, right? Like they run in tandem. So I mean, Jay God, you said you want to talk about it. So talk to me. What do you feel about this, man?
I think the concept isn't terrible. Like the fact that like they have a premium battle pass. Other games have done it, but the problem when it comes to COD and why it is an issue is every other game that does a premium pass like this, it's specifically a free play game.
Yeah.
The fact that they started this, it's just greedy. Like obviously Warzone is free to play, but they needed to make BO6 free before they did this. Not necessarily BO6 because it was too late, but they needed like whatever the next game is, BO7 or whatever the hell, it needs to be free to play. And then go microtransaction up the ass. It's not, as long as it's not pay to win, even though the front man is probably a
the
little
front
pay
man
to win. I
operators.
don't know. Because it's all blacked out like a rose skin. Reality is they shouldn't really be charging people for this. On top of that, it's kind of like filler, right? Like the actual free part of it is pretty trash, right? We get 2 skins, just one male, one female, basically the same skin. They could have included some other stuff. There's no camo. Melee weapon, who gives a fuck? Like,
yeah. No, yeah, I get the melee part.
And it's XP. Like, the problem with these XP ones is they're just monetizing playtime instead of like disrupting your experience. So for example, when you XP, although it is straightforward and easy, it's just like, oh, I'm going to log on and just play the game for the sake of playing the game. When they force you with challenges, you have to actually disrupt how you play the game, which I get for some people could be annoying. But it gives you a different way to play. Like if you needed 3 shotgun kills, like cool, that's fucking AIDS. But all right, cool. I log in and I play with 3 shotgun kills, right? So you get a little bit of flexibility versus XP. You're just going to play whatever the optimal way to gain XP is right now. So for example, if you could finish this in 1 match of Plunder or 6 hours of Warzone, which would you probably do it in? You're going to go with whatever the most XP efficient way is. And that's not always the most fun way to play the game for players. So like you could be like, well, you could just play regular, but that's not how people think generally. Like they're going to do whatever is optimal so they can get it done with. And then if they buy the pass, you could buy the pass, not even complete it. And then you're out the 1100 COD points. So I think there's another problem with it. On top of that, they can actually double dip. If you buy the pass, you can actually buy the tiers. They're 150 each. But the XP progressively gets up. So you would probably want to, if you're actually going to buy tiers, you would probably complete half the XP and then buy the other 4 tiers because of how the XP scaling works. So there's a lot of issues with this. I think in a free-to-play game, this is like a nothing burger. Nobody cares.
Right.
But because they charge $60, $70 for the game, even though it's on Xbox Game Pass or whatever, it's all BS. They shouldn't be like, it's too scummy.
So here's a question.
And on top of that, the game don't even work right. Like, so, like, that we're not even talking about that part. I'm talking about, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so, okay, what if, because let's be honest, we know they ain't ever, at least I don't think they're ever going to make Call of Duty free to play. They ain't ever going to make, as far as like the actual base game. What if they do something along the lines of, and which obviously we would hope for, is they separate Warzone and multiplayer completely. Warzone, you have every single gun unlocked already. Right, like every gun's unlocked. You don't have to go through ranking up, right? Because we had this discussion. We said if Warzone would be 10 times better if people didn't have to level up guns and
100%.
unlock attachments, right? And you could just do it
100%.
automatically. What if they made Warzone its own entity and let you have all guns, all attachments, everything unlocked, and the base game was just there for camos and whatever? Do you think then would their premium battle pass bullshit
No, it still doesn't work.
be acceptable? Still no? Okay.
No, unacceptable as long as they have a premium title. It's unacceptable. The system's terrible.
Okay.
The fact that you
back to
charge
that.
$70 and you spent $30 on the black cell or whatever, you got your whatever pass because you got the ultimate Bolt edition, then you don't even get credits for this? Bullshit. You paid $110 for the battle pass? You paid $110 for your Vault edition and then you got to pay another $10? Nah, bullshit. Bullshit.
Bro, hey, that's a lot of money, twin. Now, when Charlie Intel breaks it down like that, bro, that's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, it's
So, bro,
insane.
Well, look at
They-
MW3, bro. Like, even MW2 had free events. MW3, we literally had something new every week.
Every week.
You had animated camos that people actually wanted. You had takedowns. You had operators. Everything. You had aftermarket parts. That literally changed. I think that, like, honestly, I believe aftermarket parts in MW3 changed the entire landscape of Warzone for that year in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because, dude, the game was so different for a short period of time. Every time they had a new aftermarket part, it was all free. Could you imagine you had to fucking pay $10 every week to get access to all this? I think
And
MW3
there's no camos.
Yeah, no camos is the worst part. Imagine
Yeah, that's
if we
weird,
had
that's
paid
weird.
events. MW3 would have been received far differently if we had to pay for all this shit. And I think it's scummy too because they're putting the pitch black skin in the fucking paid one because they know people are gonna
Yeah.
see that like, ooh, I want an advantage.
That's
I'm gonna
be
pay
the
for
new
that.
skin. Yeah.
It's honestly really scummy. And if the game worked and the game was fucking badass and awesome in every way, then it's different. It's not. No one's gonna really care when you treat the players good, and there's a well-rounded positive effect from the game. People aren't gonna be as upset. But when the whole game dead ass doesn't work, every section I go to, I'm like, all right, multiplayer camo grind, that worked great. I tried doing the Warzone camo grind, horrible, buggy. I tried playing
Yeah,
Warzone,
all bugs.
horrible and buggy. I've done all the camo grinds. I'm like, all right, like, let's go for calling cards. I'm pretty bored right now with the game. Fucking half the calling cards don't even work. You can't get half of them because of a bug. It's like, I don't know what to do on the game when none of it works. And then they slap this event in, and the event's not even like a replayable thing. You play it a couple times, you're like, all right, like, I'm just gonna go play what I was playing before because it's replayable. I think the whole event is terrible, and I'm gonna be honest. In any creator that's making videos about Warzone dying or it's not in a good state, and they went to that event, honestly, you're a fraud. Like, I'm just gonna say you're a fraud if you went to that event. No, straight up.
That's insane.
When I see, no, it's not insane because if you're fucking making videos with the downtrend red arrow and your title is Warzone, we gotta talk, and you're talking, oh, the game's bad, they don't list other things, and then I fucking see a slow motion shot of you in the Squid Game trailer, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I
and think
disagree. I
that-
disagree with you on that.
I
Hunter.
disagree,
I didn't
too.
get invited to that. I didn't get. Oh, obviously Ebates win. Obviously Ebates
Nah.
win.
Hey,
But I will
hey,
say
chill.
that I
Nah.
do disagree only because, like, it's one thing to go. Obviously, they're promote. You don't get paid to go, but you get a free trip to New York. And a lot of the people, they were already East Coast anyways. Half the people that went, they were East Coast. So COD didn't even have to fly half of them people out. But regardless, they get to go hang out in New York. That's a free. Like, why not? Regardless if COD
but
sucks or not.
That hasn't changed my opinion because if you're gonna sit there and be
There's
a part
no
of the problem, but then
deliverables.
yap about
There's
the
no
problem,
deliverables to show up. Like, once you show up, it's not like you have deliverables to post content. You don't have deliverables. Like, I'll disagree on that side. I do
Bro,
think it is kind of
here's-
weird, but
Here's
I didn't
my-
get
here's
invited.
my-
Nah, it's
but I
fraud
probably wouldn't have
behavior.
gone
It's
because it's bad
two-faced.
timing.
I,
It's
listen,
two-faced
as
as fuck.
somebody,
It's
as somebody who
two-faced.
went, you know, I've been very vocal about how shit the game is. I will say, there's
Look how hyped everyone is. Everyone's like, yeah, woo, like Squid Game. Then they get home and they make these videos. Oh, Warzone's in a bad state. So why are you in fucking New York? Nah.
New content ideas and stuff that they have coming out, planned of the future. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And also these events, like I go to these events.
Swag didn't go. Swag literally disagrees with the state of the game, and he said, "Nah, I'm not going to New York because he's not a fraud."
You also, You also can go to these events and you can talk, like literally, bro. Like they ask us straight up, like, "Yo, all right, so like, what's wrong with the game? What like this is straight face-to-face feedback." That I was able to go to the game and talk to people and tell them, "Yo, this is."
But they don't care. We've given feedback a million times. They don't care about the feedback. We literally played Warzone 2 before it came out.
You say that, but they also don't hear everything you put on Twitter and everything.
No.
Go into an event like this.
Let me interject here, right? As someone who I did get invited and I did not go, right, for a lot of reasons. But I think there is two sides to what you guys are saying. One, Hunter's right, as in the sense, not the two-faced thing, but in the sense of like the people there at those events are not the same people who actively make the game. So yes, you're right. They don't care.
Well, sometimes they are. Like a lot of times they are, but it's like 5 people running the station. Like
yeah,
and it's mostly like it's not the head devs aren't going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
Like,
no, I
so
agree.
he's right. Going to that, if you're going to that to give feedback, I'm a kid $150. Like nothing's gonna come of that. Like if you're going to those events,
I didn't go to give feedback.
Listen,
That's not why I was there.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk quick. If you're like someone who doesn't speak about the state of the game, you went to that, who gives a shit? Like Kanye Rose, she went to the event, you don't see her yapping about how bad the game is, whatever. But the people that like actively try to like be like, oh, send this video to the devs so we can get things fixed, it's like, why are you showing up to this event? You're literally like part of the fucking problem. And like I said, I applaud Swag for not going to that event because he doesn't agree with the game. I completely applaud that because yeah, free New York trip sounds great and all that, but if you don't agree with the game, why the fuck are you showing up to that event? Like, dude, please show the trailer. I'm sorry, but show the trailer. Everyone looks so excited. Go watch their video at home where they're playing Warzone talking about it. It's fucking opposite.
Is nothing as to what is like what you're playing at home. Like it's completely different.
I played
like,
the Squid Game mode at home. It's trash. It's not like anything where someone's like this.
Bro, who wouldn't have a good time going to New York and doing a Squid Game event?
It's fucking a Squid Game mode. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. I'm not even no disrespect to like developers and all that. I get they have a job. It's not that, but it's like the people that are actively like acting like they're not putting on a fucking mask when they go to these things. It's just
look. I'll say this. I'll kind of be the mediator here, and I'll say the people that are actively making the choices of this game and where it's the trajectory of this game have nothing to do with the people doing the Squid Games promotions, right?
No, yeah,
Hunter knows this, right? Like the people that are throwing these Squid Games event, those guys, all they want to do is make the best. What's the word? I'm forgetting the fucking word. They want to make the best branding content for Call of Duty because that is their job. And I'm gonna be honest, if there's one thing that Call of Duty does, you can bring up the tweet that Charlie Anto said. Call of Duty does a great job at making promo events. They just do. Like marketing events, they do a great job. Their job is doing marketing, bro, right? So those guys, that's their job, right?
Generating hype.
Yeah, generating hype. That's their job, and that's what that pretty much was. That Squid Game was for that, right? Now,
Hector, let me pause you there.
Talk to me.
Go read the Squid Game video with all the creators. Go read all the comments. Go read all the comments on the platforms. People don't fuck with that.
Bro,
I have nothing against the event people, but it's like
no, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like
they're throwing their creators on a fucking D-Day with these things. It's like they're just gonna get hated on because the game's not great. The game's great, and then creators will go. Everyone's like, yeah, dude.
I will agree with what you're saying, but sometimes there's like a contractual obligations I think that are in place. Like I know you've done sponsorships where it's like, oh shit, you got to post this video by X date. So now you have like a timeline in place where you have to make the video. The same thing they have to do. They have to put on some event, regardless if it was 10 creators or 100 creators. So they were contractually obligated. And who are they going to choose? Even if creators turn it down, I talked about this online. Creators are a dime a dozen. Realistically,
of course.
No matter what, if everyone turned it down, then they pull up a bunch of other people, and then it'd be like, who the fuck are these people?
No, it's more the fact that
so it's kind of like there's no winning.
Listen.
No winning.
Like I said, if the people aren't trying to actively on their YouTube channel act like they want to speak about how bad things are. If they're not speaking about those things, they're going to these events. Who cares? But when you're acting like you care so much, you're going. It's so different. It just looks so bad on the individual. Because I hate seeing the Warzone is dead videos and then they're fucking at the events. And nothing to the event throwers. I understand like they got to do these things and they're great. They're cool. Like the way they organize them, awesome. I'm talking about creators specifically. I don't agree with it. And all those people making the Warzone dead videos, they're fucking promoting all these bundles, making videos on all these bundles and stuff. And I just think it's never gonna end. It's never gonna.
I
end,
do agree with
ever.
what you were saying because I was in a Discord call this morning, and they were like, "Oh, cool! I'm with other creators, and they do multiplayer content." They're like, "Oh, cool! You could actually buy the premium, and then you could skip tiers for 150 COD points each." And I was like, "You guys are the fucking problem, bro."
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, but obviously they make money from it, so there's that trade-off where they gotta make content. So it's like that net vicious cycle. I'm glad I've never done bundle videos, and I've never been like, ooh, I can do a bundle video and I can make like $500 to $1,000 off the video, and I spent $20. Like that doesn't make like. Even then, I don't care. Like, it's weird, but it is what it is.
I don't know. I think this, like, the last thing I'll probably say about this, I don't really think there's anything wrong with testing out stuff that is going to be in the future, like content, whatever, yada, yada, and also disagreeing with the current state of the game. Like, you're never going to progress the game if you're not trying to grow the game. Like, if
it's
this
a
is
limited
your job,
time mode. That's not fixing the game. It's going
no,
away.
I'm not
in
saying
like
fixing
2
the
weeks.
game. I'm talking about this is content for the game. It's going to only benefit the game if you're playing it and uploading content early. Like, I don't think this
But
is like
you're playing Squid
obviously
Game. It's not. It's Call of Duty.
These are completely separate between what's actually wrong with Warzone and Squid Game multiplayer content. Like, those things they're not even like comparable in my opinion. They're like two completely different things.
The face of COD right now is talking about the Squid Games and how it's completely tone deaf. That's literally the face of the whole thing right now. Going to a Squid Game event.
Hey, I actually put that on my thumbnail.
Wow,
that's so funny.
No, but
Me, I put
listen,
tone deaf on my thumbnail.
Oh, I thought you meant the
Today.
face. I thought you meant like swag.
Today I put tone deaf.
Yeah. Well, look, man. Again, we can all agree the game's fucking shit, and no matter what, bro. People are going to complain, whether it be people in your YouTube comments, anything like that. You complain about the game. People will say, oh, you content creators, all you do is complain. You hype the game. You're like, yo, they did good at this. The people are going to say, oh, you're a fucking shill. At the end of the day, do whatever it is that makes you fucking happy. You and your community fucking happy. And to be honest, man, I don't know. Like, the game's shit right now. We can all agree this game is really bad. And I agree wholeheartedly with what, I don't know if it was J God or Hunter said this, but if the game was, it all depends on how the state of the game is. If the state of the game is in a good spot, nobody would give a fuck of these, Squid Games collab.
I disagree.
No one would care about these stuff.
I disagree.
I don't think so. I
think if the game was in a good spot, it's still scummy as fuck to charge $70 or $110 for the Vault Edition and then charge an extra that you do not recoup through completing it. That is still scummy as fuck. And I'm anti-microtransactions for a paid game. Obviously, people got to make money and all these other bullshit. Free-to-play game, cool. Microtransaction up the ass as long as it's not pay to win. I don't care. Microtransaction everything. Make your UI look different. I don't care. But $70, $110 game, you still got to pay for the actual battle pass. Then they get these premium bullshit battle pass. No, I think regardless, if this is game of the year, still I don't bullshit.
Well, and they have
don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that it's not
I do
scummy.
believe that you could be a little bit more positive about it. Like about, hey, cool, the game's in a good spot. But I think the system as a whole is scummy as fuck for gaming.
Yeah, so don't get it twisted. I don't want anybody to twist my words here. I'm not saying it's not scummy. What I'm saying is people would care significantly less if the game is actually good. The reason why everybody's so fucking pissed off is because the game sucks. Right? I'm not saying that's not scummy. I'm just saying it's getting an insane amount of backlash because it's fucking dog shit. The game's just in a horrible state and there's so many other things. That's why, right? So I just don't want anybody getting confused. But Hunter, sorry, go ahead, puppy.
I was gonna say they're like trying to push this battle pass so bad that there's like benefits if you use the Squid Game characters and zombies. Did you see that? There's benefits.
No.
In the zombies game mode for Squid Games, there's literally like, it says if you use an operator or skin from Squid Games, there's like in-game benefits. I don't know what they are, but they have that in there.
On that side of it, regardless of what the benefits are, they do have a free, the free version you unlock immediately that you can equip immediately. So I don't really feel like that's a pay to win thing because you do get the free guy in the green jumpsuit.
Yeah. Okay,
you
yeah,
off the bat.
well, we never talked about the zombies part. Yeah, the red light, I guess people on zombies are really upset because the red light, green light mode in zombies, it forces you to exfil at round 10.
Yes.
So it was just like
That's insane.
like they
so
tried
you
showing
can't
like,
even
oh,
like
look,
actually
zombies,
push
but
it.
yeah, they tried showing off the zombies, like, oh, look, we have zombies for Squid Game as well. You exfil at round 10, so I don't know how effective that one really is for zombie players. I kind of feel for the zombie players because they deserve a lot more, because I think zombies are the best part about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Every half season, right? They get a pretty big update? Or am I faded?
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Basically, the roadmap is ended. They haven't like let anyone know what their future plans are. There's expectations that it'll probably be season 2.5. We'll get a zombies update, maybe a map, maybe not till 3.5. We don't really know. They actually haven't laid out their plans. They basically committed to we'd have 2 maps at launch. We'd have one within the first season, and then they've kind of already like given us everything that they've committed to. And there's been no leaks, teases, or anything. Going forward, there's no timetable on anything. Odds are we'll get 2.5. They'll have something, whether it's perks, a map, or whatever. But we don't actually know.
Okay, yeah, because I'll be honest, I do not play zombies ever. After I got my camos and I'm out of there. I don't really be playing that.
Understandable.
That's more of a J God. J God is the one I think that handles the zombie stuff whenever we do these. But okay, yeah. I mean, so moving on to the next one, right? The next topic at hand. Boys, we have 25 days till season 2, and I guess we talked about it a little bit earlier, but we have 25 days till season 2. What exactly do you think are we going to get before season 2 drops? We heard them say something about anti-cheat getting, I don't want to say fixed, but updates to the anti-cheat.
Well, they said season 2 or 3, so it was tentative. I don't expect it at the start of season 2. No.
Yeah, that would be killer, because dude, season 3 is so far away. That's like, how many months is that?
I think season 3 is literally Verdansk. I think season 3 is Verdansk, no?
Yeah, if March is the suspected date, then it would be Verdansk. So how long is a season?
Usually 50 days, 60 days.
Yeah, it's like 50
but usually
to
the
60
holiday
days.
one's a little bit longer just because the holiday's in the middle.
So if let's say season 2 starts the 23rd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The game's
6,
gonna be miserable
7,
for the next
8.
couple months. Like, no joke.
So like the 27th or the 20th will be when Verdansk comes back. The 27th or the 20th, one of those 2 dates. Or they could extend it to like the 3rd or something of April.
Yeah.
But so look, not this necessarily, JD. I wanted to talk about there was a tweet that Raven put out talking about the changes that they're going to be that they're going to be implementing when they come back from break. And I'm like, I feel like I'm pretty sure, because if people they got the holidays off, right? They get like 2-3 weeks off. They wouldn't come back a day after the first, right? They wouldn't come back the 2nd on a Thursday or Friday.
They might have came back today.
Yeah,
For
I'm
sure.
sure.
They would come back on a Friday?
Yeah,
take
well,
another 3
because
days off?
other games do the same thing. Other games do the same thing, and other people ended up back in the office today. Other games. So I don't know what COD's schedule is. Yeah, but it depends on the studio.
Shit.
Like it depends on their plans. And however, maybe they did come back in today, and then maybe they're working the weekend. I don't know. I don't know what it depends on who's working, I guess, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So like, let's say they did come back today, right? Then honestly, we probably won't this is probably the change that we're going to get. And if season 2 starts on the 22nd, then this update, whatever they're talking about, all these insights, they said that they're going to make updates, would have to be next Thursday. I don't believe that they would do an update the 16th and then have their big season 2 launch the 23rd. Like it would have to be next week on the 9th for this to happen. At least I think, right? So what were the things that they said? No, JD, sorry, this isn't it. We're not talking about anti-cheat. We're talking about
Just updates.
The updates. They was talking about an update where they talked about, I think it was perks.
I think at the bottom of that tweet was perks.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah, I think it might have been that one. At the bottom, I saw very briefly.
Any improvements will ship shortly after the holidays. In the meantime, we wish to be joyful season.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
So on the investigation side, we're closely examining reported audio inconsistencies, lighting, visibility concerns, keyboard and mouse functionality, irregular behavior, and discrepancies with. Where am I? Scroll up. Where did I hear? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
We're continuing to
perks.
prioritize server performance and enhancing game stability across the board. We have prepared key updates to movement for increased fluidity resolved numerous issues with perks and challenges. Players can expect faster mantle speeds, rebalance perks, combat records, and the ability to close door while running, which should definitely improve to overall field of engagements. Additionally, we are addressing concerns with reviving mechanics. Damn, bro.
So basically, the update we got today.
No. They didn't get a rebalance of perks. Combat records didn't get touched. So they only touched on the 2 of those, which is the mantle speed and then the closed door. And then it says should improve the overall feel of engagements. But I don't know how they're going to do that. They'd have to change zones for that, right? Reviving mechanics, that didn't get touched either.
Overall
that's
field
what I'm saying.
engagements.
Go ahead.
I mean, doesn't that could be anything, Jay God? I feel like that could be like bullet velocity, it could be damage range, it could be snipers. Like you could.
No, but they're talking about the door
broad.
thing. The door things, repellents, perks, and faster mantle speeds should improve the engagement. So it's like those stack on top of that. Because obviously, if you mantle, then you could feel like the engagement's fair versus BS, like because you mantle slow and then. But regardless, they didn't touch the perks, and the combat records are non-existent. So.
Yeah. Honestly, now that I'm rereading this.
Side note: some of the chat said we're gassing the anti-cheat. No one is going to gas.
I literally just replied. I said no one said that.
No one is gassing that anti-cheat. No one has high expectations for the future anti-cheat. No one thinks that on season 2 or 3 that they're going to have a better anti-cheat. No one. They can surprise us.
Talked about this,
but no one actually thinks that is happening, bro. Like, what are you on about?
Last time we were here, we literally said,
"Why are you guys hyping it?" I'm like, "Bro, what? We never hyped that shit."
We're talking about it because it's a topic, but like realistically, I have zero faith that it will be better after that update.
Yeah, we talked about it last time on here. We said if they launched this before going off for the holidays, it was going to be bad, and that's exactly what it is. On the topic of this situation, I hope ranked play seriously gets it figured out with the crash in the server thing, because dude, it's so common that it makes it just not even like, I don't even want to play ranked play. Like half time I go on Twitch or go on someone's stream, I'm just watching them lag around, they're like, cheater crashed it. Every time I go on someone's stream, I'm seeing that over and over again.
It's funny because I don't know if Knight was trolling or he was serious, but he said
bro, this is
JD, bring up mine, JD, bring up mine.
Oh, yours.
JD, bring up mine, bro.
Because Knight goes, if you blow yourself up, you don't have to worry about it, because then you'll just down yourself.
I hate him. I hate his dumbass. Guys, let me paint the picture of this video that we're about to show you. Guys, we were up 70 SR. If we win the game, you get 50 SR. That was, and then probably a couple more kills. That would have been 60 SR. So that would have been like 120, 130 SR juicer, right? Like.
And what rank are you? You gotta mention what rank you are.
I'm 230 in the top 250 in the world.
So you really care about this. You really care about it. Like, you're trying to actually play.
Yeah, this, like, for me, that was a lot of SR. I would have been bumped up to like 150 with that or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
And JD, go ahead, play my latest retweet. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, because
get on it right now.
Look at the vibes. I'm singing.
You're locked in.
Having a good time.
Bro is in his monitor, screaming passion comment.
Dad, funny, Dad. There's a guy inside this hut and the guy right here.
Lagging.
No.
Yeah, that'd check me out. That would check me out.
Yeah.
Boys, lag.
Bro is checked.
So, for those of y'all that don't know what this is, cheaters, when they die, they have a button. I'm not even trolling. They have a button where they can turn off the server. So if you kill them, they turn off the server completely, and then nobody gets any SR. Nobody gets nothing.
Nobody loses SR either, right?
You don't lose. Yeah, you don't lose SR.
No.
Actually, sometimes there is
pull
a way.
up okay, listen, I sent another video to the Pullze Check Twitter. Pull that video up. We gotta. This is an average ranked experience. Pull it up so you can see this shit. Okay, we're gonna go through a process. We got a 45-second presentation. Please pull it up, please. It's so important for this conversation.
I love the way Hunter edits his videos, bro. Like, I swear.
Pull it up.
You have a talent, bro, for editing. Like, I know you're a content creator, but your editing style is just fucking amazing, bro. The way you like,
he's got Premiere opened up behind him.
He does.
You can literally see the Adobe Premiere in his camera.
He does.
It's funny.
Look, this clip, you're gonna. this is good. This is the overall ranked experience. Once we get this pulled up, I'll walk you through it. Okay. So I showed the process. Okay, look at my rank. Gold 3. All right, I'm gold 3. I'm trying to, not hit top 250, but I'd like to go for iridescent. Not anymore because I've ran into so many issues. Hit play on this. I'm showing how long it's taking as a solo queue to get in the game. All right. So, we start queuing here. We speed it up. Okay. 2 minutes into the game. Pause it. My teammates had that bug where they were doing something in the menu and then their screen flickers and then bam, it kicked them out. All right. I just spent 2.5 minutes trying to queue. All right. Let's go again. Let's get into another game here. Let's keep it going. Let's keep going. All right. I got into a game. Perfect. Like, it took 6 minutes. Keep it going. Keep it going. It took 6 minutes. Oh, 77 out of 120 in a ranked game, and I'm only gold 3. Okay, keep it going. Just keep it going. All right. So, what happens here, guys? What are we seeing happen here? And it crashes the server. Oh wait, no. Not only that. Oh, I lost SR because they crashed the server. Cool. All right, I'm down 30 SR. All right, let me queue again. All right. 12 minutes into a game. I'm gold 3 queue by myself. Who am I running into? Oh, I'm running in the top 250, playing by myself. I'm gold 3. Over and over again. I'm versing the same 2 people over and over again in top 250. Look at the gate. Look at the gap between gold 3 and top 250. That is the ranked experience right there. That's me just trying to play the game. I'm not doing anything else. Just trying to play it. So it's like, dude, when is that going to get fixed? When is that going to not happen to me where... Dude, you just saw I just went through like a fucking D-Day simulator to play one game. And it's just like, why?
Dude, Hunter, you want to know how bad yesterday was? Or 2 days ago, chat?
Probably bad.
It was myself, Diaz, and Grimy. We load into a game. I'm not even kidding. Within the first 5 minutes, hacker crashed the lobby. We're like, all right, all good, whatever. We go, play out a whole get to end game. Hacker crashes the lobby. We're like, dude, what the fuck? We play another middle of the game. Hacker crashes the lobby. 3 games in a row, fellas. Hacker crashes the lobby. Then we're like, surely, right? We're not going to get it crashing us 4 times in a row. Load up a game. Mid-game, it might have been end game. Hacker crashes the lobby. Fellas, that was like an hour and a half of wasted time of just doing nothing. Just zero, where we started an hour and a half ago to when we 4 crashes later, and then again, obviously, as you know, 5th game, ran into 3 hackers. It's the play. It's normal. Fuck, man.
And you gotta think about you gotta think about people that play ranked that don't have time to sit there and play it all day, that are streamers and content creators. Nobody realistically wants to spend 12 minutes finding one match. That is insanity. Like, just for ranked play in general, think about the guy that's a hardworking American citizen. He has to wake up at 6 a.m. He goes to his job. He comes home at 5 p.m. Dude, he's not going to sit there over and over again trying to play ranked play if it don't work. And ranked play just doesn't... I feel like it's pretty dead. You saw the clip. 77 out of 120. Yeah. 43 players missing. What is that, like 30? That's over 33% of the lobby not loading in. And it's like, why am I going to sit there and put my time into it? I don't play ranked play anymore. I was going to hit iridescent. I did, video iridescent. Hell no, bro. I'm not going to torture myself to just sit there and play it.
Here's what
I
I'll
can
say
understand,
to that.
go ahead. No, I can understand like long queue times for like the higher ranks and stuff, because like obviously it's like the 2%, 3%ers, but like I'm confused why bronze, gold, plat are having a hard time like
gold
finding...
is actually the most common rank, right? Based off
so why are people having a hard time finding ranks? Like, why can't you get a game that's like only bronze through diamond? You know what I mean? Why is it like this big gap? So I wish there was longer queue times for like the higher ranks so that you could fill it with like diamonds and up only. I know that's kind of how it was for Resurgence rank, but obviously it's only 45 players, so obviously big map's a little bit different.
A little different, yeah.
Like going back to what you said, Hunter, like as far as queue times, like I don't think long queue times are bad when it comes to top 250 lobbies, iridescent, crim. Right. If you're anything under crim, I feel like the lobby shouldn't be as, I take that long, right? Like gold, right? Hunter, I agree with you. You should be able to get into a gold match easily.
Me being in gold 3 and I can't even get a filled lobby is insanity. It's not like I'm queuing with anybody. I'm literally queuing by myself, just trying to play. And by the time I get in the game, I'm just like, finally, bro. I'm like washed because I haven't played for 15 minutes. It's just like, dude, I don't know.
This is the worst iteration of ranked like we've ever seen too. Like
100%.
Urzikstan, like
I played it all. This has been the worst one, 100%, and it sucks because I think rank's fun. I think it's fun when you actually can play it.
Yeah.
So, Just
It's
bummer.
honestly right now, ranked is the only thing that I can play, and it's crazy that hackers are insane. Like the game is just in a horrible state, but because there's a rank attached to it, I can actually sit here and play it for. The other day I did like a 10-hour stream, like 12-hour stream, some shit like that, and
Nuts.
It was like, oh, like
That's crazy.
yes, I went through fucking hell. My mental toughness is probably getting boosted there, but I did it. I did it. You know?
See,
All
why
because
do you have
of
to go
rank.
through that though to play ranked play? You know what I mean? Like
because
you're
of rank.
acting
Yeah,
like
no,
you
I
just
agree, I
went
agree.
through like David Goggins training to fucking play ranked play. So yeah,
I'm
I
telling you,
don't know.
man, hey, I feel like I could take on the world, man. You know. But yeah, I mean, so let's go over just in general. What do you guys think about the SR system in ranked? It kind of sucks, right? Like, I want to put a disclaimer here when talking about ranked, right? We can't really give too much of a feedback on ranked because it's so infested with cheaters that it will not be an accurate representation of how it would actually feel without cheaters, right? So, for example, when we're talking about the SR system, my opinion, I think this SR system is actually pretty fucking good. Like, maybe there's a couple things, maybe the SR, like as far as getting kills and shit, could be adjusted. But like, I feel like there's a lot of players getting hard stuck, and there's a lot of players that are, in general, getting stuck. And I feel one thing I like is that it doesn't really matter who you play with. Like, it kind of, the SR kind of adjusts to where your skill level is, because you don't get any SR for your teammates' kills. You don't get any SR for getting like assists in general. Elims, I guess you can. But like, if you die and your teammates go get 20 kills, you don't get anything. Like, you don't get anything. Like, so I kind of do, the way I look at it, I take a step back when I look at an SR system. I'm like, okay, are people getting hard stuck? Is there a certain amount of people that consistently go up? Is there times where people go up and people go down? And I think right now, again, maybe cheaters is the reason for that. People are getting hard stuck, where some people are like, yo, I can't get past this threshold. I can't get past this. Even in the top 250, it's like, dude, I can't break top 100. I can't break top 150. Again, I do think cheaters are a big part of that. But then you have people like Aiden, where Aiden's just constantly going up, and he's number one, rightfully so, right? So, yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on it? As much as we can talk about the SR system.
There's a few things I want to say about ranked. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you kind of touched on it a little bit. I think the not getting points for your teammates' kills is kind of stupid, because it doesn't really directly reflect a competitive mode. Like, you go watch a competitive tournament, World Series Warzone, when you get a kill, it's a team kill. It's not, there's no individual, I mean, you get individual stats, but there's no like individual gain from tournaments and stuff. So that aspect I kind of think is stupid. Obviously, like, the whole shadow ban thing is really dumb. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Aiden, but if there weren't shadow bans, you know, would the leaderboard look a little bit differently? Probably. I mean, he might still be number one, but I think that the whole shadow ban thing kind of discredits a lot of things, because I think the top two people right now have streamer mode, so they're like basically protected to get shadow banned. So I don't know. I think that is kind of, again, another huge problem. Shadow bans in general are just stupid. But yeah, I don't know. The whole rank thing in general, I know I saw Grimy say something about like SR kill like caps or whatever it is. Like, there's like a cap to like how much SR you can gain. I honestly don't hate it. I've kind of watched a little bit, and I don't hate it, because I feel like it forces a more consistent gameplay where like you're not having like you're not like bot lobby like surfing basically. So like Rebirth ranked last season, I mean, dude, I tried it. I downloaded like exit lag, and I was jumping into Brazil lobbies because it was like they were just bots. So like, I think that eliminates that issue where people are kind of lobby surfing and stuff, and it doesn't really force people to like have to get bot lobbies, because you can't, there's a cap to how much SR you can gain. So it kind of forces like a little bit more consistency, in my opinion. I don't know. I think the whole ranked right now is obviously horrible, but I think they just threw it in the game to kind of keep people afloat. You know, it's just like the only thing they could have done to keep people around.
Yeah, like, look, I kind of agree with that statement as far as like the max SR elims or whatever, because like, and I understand why Grimy, look, I love Grimy, bro. That, like, that man's getting hella kills, but when it comes to end game, like, that's the hard part. Like, that, as far as of what the end game or what ranked is right now, it's what's separating a lot of these guys is they're winning the games, right? Like, because not everybody is hitting even at top 250 lobbies. I can guarantee this. I've watched a lot, right? Not everybody in top 250 is hitting the max elim like threshold every single
we kind
game.
of
It's just not
expected
happening.
that. We kind of like talked a little bit about that even at the top end, like, obviously it kind of sucks for the first season, because when like you're playing in bronze lobbies, you're going to hit it every time, right? Like, until you get out of. But once you get to the higher end, it's not as big of an issue. I think the system, from watching a lot of different POVs, especially in the top like 20 or so, I think the penalty should creep up just a little bit more. So it's not about who just plays the most. Because right now, I feel like it's like there's probably like 30-ish players where it's out of those who just play the most. Because they can hit that threshold, they can win the matches regularly, but they're still climbing at such a high rate. And part of the problem is kind of what Ebates was talking about earlier, where it doesn't take long enough to get into a lobby for the top players. And then you're having the issues where maybe you're on a heater and then you run into a cheater. So there's a lot of issues with the mode. I think what you started with was like, we really don't know because there's so many cheaters as it is. But from watching the different POVs, it feels like the people in the top 15 or 20 or so are getting their SR and they just keep climbing. With the exception of the cheater issue. But generally, when it's a normal match, they usually place top 3, top 5. They get their 150 points off of limbs, and they just keep cruising. And they just
do you guys think that right now it's whoever plays the most?
Yeah,
There's days where
absolutely.
I see, you think
well,
so right now?
Here's why I say it is. If it wasn't, then Aiden wouldn't be on for a 20-hour session.
Yeah.
Ah, I see what you're saying. I guess so. How do they find a middle ground? This is a genuine question when it comes to ranked. How do you find a middle ground between having people wanting to consistently play ranked, right, as opposed to it being so hard that like, yo, once you get to a certain threshold, like Aiden's, let's just say 500 SR above FIFA, right? There's no way, because Aiden, let's say, is better than FIFA hypothetically, right? There's no way FIFA is going to be able to catch up, right? Because a true rank system shows the right, but then. Because we talked about this with Tyler. Tyler said the biggest thing with that kind of stuff is then people will stop playing ranked altogether. Right?
Yeah.
How do you find a middle ground?
There's no happy medium. There is no medium ground. I think that the best system we had was like, it's going to sound like glazing, but is when basically Biffle played the least amount, but he still fucking was number one. In terms of that made sense to me. But like that system is very like a harsh turnoff to the other people that can just grind 15 hours a day. Realistically, once you hit a certain threshold, these are all the best players in the world. They're going to be able to gain SR in those lobbies going forward. The only thing you really realistically could do is make the lobby sweatier, which is kind of what Ebates said initially, where you can make them wait longer so that it was less likely for them to get those SR gains. And then you'd really have an issue. Since they won't commit to that, I don't think there's ever going to be a system that works that actually shows true skill without 8 to 10 hours a day.
What was different when the example used for Biffle? Like, I know when Soko was number one, it wasn't about who played the most. Because, dude, it was so funny. I remember putting out a tweet. I was like, if you want to have like content for Warzone, go to the Warzone ranked website. You can see what streamers are down SR. Go to their stream and watch them. And it was like the best because like Rated would be down like 800 SR. And I'd go to watch him and he's like crashing out. And then like other people were like, there was like all these different variables though. Like you go on that website, it was like green, red, green, 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 red, 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 red. Like there was like so many different variables. So what was different then that made ranked exciting?
The penalties were super harsh for that one. Like you needed 25 kills and a win basically to go up. And if you lost like 285 SR.
Right. So how come we can't go back to that?
The penalty was high as fuck. Well,
the deployment fees just continue to go up?
Well, up to a certain point, right? Like maybe an extra 50 SR, maybe? I don't know. But realistically, that was the deployment fee was insane.
That was the time when Soka, I think it was like Soka, Shifty, and like +1, they were like only playing together because if they didn't, they would go down SR. Yeah. Like I remember like, I don't even know, it was like Almond and them. Like if they literally did not have their roster, they would go down SR.
Yeah. So I think both systems I think both systems provide their pros and cons, but you'll never, like, they're always going to go with this one because it leads to more playtime.
True.
Like they could make it a little bit harder, like where maybe it goes up, like right now, I think was it every 350 or every 500 SR, it goes up, the negative goes up like 10 or whatever the number is.
Shit like that.
They need to make it so that when you're at 15K, that the penalty's a little bit higher. Because right now, what is it? 150?
Because we used to have 300.
The max is 150?
150 is max.
Yeah, so it should be like 185, 200. But they could play with that a little bit. And those top grinders like Aiden would still go up, but they might only go up like 20 SR a match, not 100.
I think that's also when taps were like super prevalent.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
taps
lot of
were, like-
variables, and there's no system that works perfectly. But right now, those guys are grinding and they're putting the most hours in, and they end up at the top.
Well, another thing no one
Yeah.
talks about that I think it would help ranked play a lot is, I know other games do this, SR protection against cheaters. So when someone's banned that was cheating your lobby, I think there should
Yeah.
be some compensation for that. Because, and also I think that people that were playing with cheaters should also lose SR if
Yes,
that person's
bro.
banned. Because, dude, it's encouraging cheaters to go, all right, let's start up a website. Hey, pay $20. Queue with me, man. I'll get you a bunch of SR. Like, queue with me.
Yeah.
You know, let's get a 3-stack going. All right, you don't worry about it, bro. You can die 80 times. You're trash at the game, but I'll just hack our way through this. And
Hunter.
I feel like if they ban people for that, it would lower the amount
It
of
could
people
be
that want
even
to cheat.
retroactive too. It could be retroactive.
There were
'Cause I
hackers
think it's
in World
stupid-
Series of Warzone, and they didn't do a damn thing. We literally had
That's still
hackers
insane.
qualifying for World Series
Yep.
of Warzone, and I died to him the first day on Urzikstan ranked. I literally played one game. I was like, bro, I'm not playing this shit. I literally died to
Because it's-
Vexo, whatever his name was.
It's ridiculous because it's like, all right, we banned this cheater. Hey, man, we know you ran this cheater 6 times. We banned him. Like, go ahead and spend hours getting all that SR back. But like, we banned him. Don't worry. I don't like that. I think it should be a protection system
agree.
so when you go in there, you know it's a fair fight. And it's not like they can't do that, right? Like, we're on a.
They could.
They
They
wanted
could.
Warzone 2 because they want to be able to do more with the game and stuff. So I feel like that's a huge loss not having that because I know Counter-Strike has that, right? Does
Multiple
Counter-Strike and
games.
Valorant have that?
Valorant,
Yeah, a lot
I
of
think
games have
Valorant.
that. So, because yeah, it's like, dude, you saw the video of me losing 30 SR. That's not a lot to me, but for someone that doesn't sit there and play 8 hours, that 30 SR could ruin their entire experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Actually, that's a fair point.
Real quick, Intex came in here and he threw a side note. He said he feels like the system might be doing what it's supposed to, right? He said because he hasn't played for a week and he's still 25th in the world. He's like, so he's
Well,
like,
that's because
it
there's
might
only
not
25
be
people
as-
playing ranked right now.
Yeah, that aren't cheating. That aren't cheating.
So I mean, hey, you know, like he said, 2 weeks. He hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's still top 25, which is actually pretty.
So
fucking
maybe
insane.
it is a balance there,
Yeah.
but either then he would grind. What would he like? He would still gain SR, right?
Yeah, he would. He would.
So
go
it is
up for
about
sure.
who plays the most because even though, well, I mean, it's maybe it's a happy medium. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm assuming that Verdansk will be what's ranked in season 3, right? Or maybe they don't have any rank for all of season 3 when Verdansk comes out, and season 4 they bring back ranked in Verdansk. I don't know, but I'm curious to see what changes they make for that. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Let's bring up this tweet, man, by what's his name, Gamer Doc, bro. It's
Oh,
one
yeah,
that's
that's his-
for those of you while we're in the conversation of anti-cheating shit, this guy, man, he's so passionate. He's an anti-cheat developer, I think, for Valorant,
Riot,
I believe.
For Riot, yeah.
For Riot. And so, bro, he is so passionate about getting cheaters out. Like, this guy will taunt them on Twitter and be like, yeah, I dare you to try to cheat on my game. And dude, if you want to bring it up, JD, it's in our group chat. The tweet he put out, like, I think Huskers replied to him and was like, yo, how much would it take for Call of Duty to come, you know? Oh, look, so he tweeted out this. He said, all right, detected 2 cheat vendors resulting in around 4,000 bans, going after more private ones again. Also, any cheater that wants to brag / ego flex their cheat, please do so here in the comments so I can add it to the list. I'm just getting warmed up. So, dude, like, now this guy right
And he
here.
works for
now,
Valorant, right?
Yeah,
right.
And he said he's only been back for 2 hours. Like, because he was on vacation, came back for 2 hours, and already got 4,000 accounts banned. So Husker said, how much does Activision need to offer you to work for COD? We need it bad. And he said they have, and brother, they got to start taking notes. They have a
This is
systematic issue they need to fix. And I like my position at Riot Games. They treat me well. Like, bro, for one of the leading anti-cheat developers to say that Call of Duty has a systematic issue that they need to fix, I feel like that's big. That's really big. Like, this guy is, I don't know if he's with a head one, but he's one of the devs over at what is that, Valorant, right?
Well, imagine like how cocky you could
Yeah.
be if you were actually like just swinging your dick around like that. Like, you know,
No, 100%.
like, oh, you know what? I just fucking banned all these little dudes. Go ahead, message me. I'm gonna shut your shit down. Like, the COD account would go hard, bro.
Well, they did that, remember? And it didn't
They never
Did it work
did.
out?
Ricochet's fake as
When they
fuck.
called it out.
They did it,
No,
but they
called
didn't do anything. It
was back in Caldera, remember?
Yeah, it was a graphic. They're
Yeah.
like, we are now Colonel level. If you want to cheat, or there will be no room for cheating.
Bullshit,
Like, I dare
bullshit.
you, or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like,
then-
cheaters, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, and then
2021.
I remember
2025.
that. I actually remember that tweet. I do remember that.
that
did y'all-
tweet was actually hilarious.
Did y'all
Go
see
ahead,
the
go
thing where like I think it was Fortnite? They're like they're suing like a cheater that cheated in their tournament or something, and they're suing
That's
for like
W. They're
That's
suing
sick.
an individual.
bro,
Yeah,
that is sick. Aw, come on.
No, yeah, I saw that. I mean, again, I'm very happy that a company like Epic Games, who's so big, decided, hey, yo, we're gonna take legal action against one person. Like,
Oh, they need to do
just goes
that
to
against
show-
individuals, 100%.
Yeah. Like, I hope that because, dude, they are the gold standard. Let's just be honest. When it comes to the gaming community, like, Fortnite is the gold standard. And now that Epic Games is doing that, I pray and I hope that other developers and other teams, Activision, all these guys be like, you know what? If they can do it, we can do it too, right? Like, why not? Right? So, I don't know. That's W from, I think we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. W from them. So,
Yes,
I mean,
bro,
look,
this is sick. This is sick.
Well, and the
Somebody
thing with
said it was
that,
like
it spreads
500K.
like word of mouth because there's people that they do cheat, but they also spend money on their accounts buying microtransactions or whatever. They buy the COD titles, but they cheat, whatever. Like, you know how easy it would be to shut that down where you just target one person that obviously can't afford to compete with the multi-billion-dollar company. And it's like, yeah, fuck that. I'm done cheating. That's what people would say. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, fuck that. It ain't worth.
Nobody
I'm gonna go
would
play a
try to
different game.
cheat in
No.
World Series Warzone if there was any action taken last year.
Oh,
because,
100%.
Yeah, because people would
Well,
be
why
like,
is there
"Oh, I
not
don't want
any
to fucking."
action?
Because they don't care. I mean, like,
It's
straight up,
money.
they don't
That's
care.
literally illegal.
Bro, they don't care, especially competitive Warzone. I will tell you right now, they do not give a fuck. Like, I promise you.
Yeah,
they
sadly,
don't care.
I'm gonna agree with eBay. It's sadly that is the harsh reality. Like, again, there was like, bro, Chef Gapparoni didn't even get banned till like the second or third round. Like, that man was blatantly cheating. We sent it to everybody. That man didn't get banned till literally like
Bro,
second or third
the
round.
fact that we have to sit here, the people that are watch partying a tournament, we have to send this to somebody and be like, hey guys, this guy's hacking is such a big issue. Like, why do we have to convince like a tournament organizer that somebody's cheating in their event? They should take pride in their own event and be like, oh fuck, this guy's hacking in our event. Like, I don't know. That whole thing just that pissed me the fuck off last year.
Diaz
Yeah,
said,
look at
guys,
Diaz on the
I had a
chat.
different PC than everyone else on my stage.
That was
Wait,
crazy
Can
too.
we talk about that? Hey, yo,
That
no,
was targeted,
this was-
bro.
Yeah, okay. This was either targeted or it's got to be the biggest like mistake ever. Because for those of you
But
that
what
don't
are
know,
the odds? The odds are
Exactly,
insane. It's 1 in
exactly.
20. 1 in 120.
1 in 120 guys, Diaz had like literally half the frames of everybody that was competing at LAN for, I believe, like the first half of the tournament. Like literally half the frames for the first half of the tournament, and it took an hour for them to go get another PC and replace it, bro.
Yeah, it was a hassle.
And it was only Diaz's PC that was fucked up. So either somebody's like, yo, these guys are winning everything, we're about to sabotage Diaz, right? Or
Well, I will say that is kind of what the tech check day was for, like to identify
Diaz
that.
didn't notice it.
No, he didn't notice it. That's a little bit on him.
Yo,
I would say
I
like
can't
it's
lie,
70-30. 70-30, you know, 70%
fast,
them
bro.
because all the PCs should have been the same. 30% him because he should have known some shit was up. They had a whole day to fuck around with
I'll
the
be honest,
PCs.
bro. Look, you can say
This
that,
is
but I know
victim blaming.
Diaz. You can say that, but I know Diaz. This man will have an unoverclocked controller for a month and not even notice that it's unoverclocked. That man does not notice anything when it comes to that kind of shit. I'm be honest. But like, hey, my man still had a 9KD with that shitty ass PC. So you don't gotta have the best of the best to be the best type shit, bro. This tweet's crazy, bro. Oh man.
My bad, boys. Yeah, it was like 2 hour downtime. It didn't feel like that much though for us because we were doing the pod
It did
or we were
feel
doing
a
the watch
while,
party.
but not like
Yeah.
2 hours.
I could imagine the
Yeah.
people sitting there in their chairs were probably miserable, but we were having a good time, obviously, because like
Yeah.
we were just doing watch party stuff.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah, boys. So look, man. Speaking into the last topic at hand, and I won't sit here for too long, but competitive tournaments, man. They are back this week. And this will be the big one is on Monday, and I believe there's one on Wednesday. There is a Kill Point tournament by Total Frenzy on Monday. And on Wednesday, there is a Odd Man Out pub kill race tournament.
Those are fun.
On
Those are
Wednesday.
always fun.
Those are kind of fun just because it mixes it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have a custom game back. I know a lot of people want big map customs as far as like the viewers, players. Players are kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest. I'll say this one thing about hosting customs and scrims for these competitive players for the last year and a half, 2 years. These motherfuckers don't know what they want, right? But yeah, that comes back on Monday, and honestly, I hope that we get some type of update soon with just custom games in general. I hope that today's update fixed custom games. I don't know. We got to test that out. But yeah, that's Monday, and then Wednesday we'll have a custom switch, odd man out, which pretty much means it's 3 versus 3, right? But you have in one lobby, you're gonna have 2 lobbies going on at one time in a public match. So let's say it's Falcons against Dongi and them, right? So Diaz will go to Dongi's team, Sage will go to Soka's in their team, and they'll each play in 2 separate lobbies and then combine scores. So that'll be on Wednesday. But yeah, man, I mean, there's not really much for upcoming tournaments. I'm honestly, for those of you that don't know, I am in the process of making a Warzone league. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes to make that happen. But we are on a very long hold right now due to custom games not working and people not being able to join, lobbies crashing whenever they join, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just waiting for that to get fixed and then we can start moving forward again. But yeah, man, I mean, fellas, overall thoughts on just the competitive scene right now. I've see they went on break for like 3 weeks, but what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think just the future and just Verdansk competitive, how it looks like?
I think it'll be cool.
I mean,
there's still a lot of shit they need to sort out.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a good year. I mean, I just think right now for at least the next 3 months, there's really no competitive, like, it's kind of it's a hard off season right now because even for World Series of Warzone, we're not going to be playing on Urzikstan. So the whole rank thing is cool. Like, I think everyone should be doing that. But if I'm a competitor, I'm probably focusing on Area 99, like no joke, because the first big tournament we're going to get, I mean, there'll be like, the Warzone Total Frenzies and stuff, but the first big LAN we're going to get is EWC. And if I'm a competitor, I'm just playing Resurgence every day, to be honest.
Do you think that will be like, it will be Resurgence?
Yeah, I'm very confident that they'll run it back because I don't see them flying out 120 people to Saudi Arabia. Like, it's just too much. I think with Apex, it was like 60.
I think their budget is unlimited, though.
The budget's fine.
yeah,
I just think, I don't think it's a budgeting thing. I think it's just more so like just 120 PCs on that stage, like with like, it's more so a space thing and like a
that's just a money
thing.
issue.
Like, I don't think that's
just
a money issue.
Like, there's no way, like, if they here, you want to know what I think is the actual thing here?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
This is not leaks before anybody starts saying. Obviously, we know that and it's been known already. This has been public knowledge that you cannot have anything outside of Activision stuff. Their price pool cannot be more than the
World Series,
whatever. Right? For example, this has been known. We talked about this already. We got approached. Baka Bros got approached back in Verdansk, right? We did the Baka Wonderland. And we got approached, and MGM Grand saw how successful Baka Wonderland was and wanted to throw. I'm not even killing, $1 million tournament, right?
$1 million.
Maybe this is not common knowledge. I don't know, but MGM Grand approached us and said, "Yo, we want to throw you guys $1 million tournament." This was successful. It was, but sadly, it didn't get approved, right? It didn't get approved because World Series of Warzone is Activision's bread and butter, and nothing can outshine that. So at the time, the price pool for that was like $300K. So if we wanted to do something, it would have to be $300K or less, right? Now, fast forward, right? Last year, the price pool was $1 million for World Series of Warzone. That means that, or 1.3, right? That means that Saudi Arabia can only be up to $1.3 million. Same thing for the CDL. The price pool for champs was like 1.8, 1.75. And when they did the Saudi Arabia LAN for CDL as well, their price pool was 1.8. So it can only be as much as Activision allows, if that makes sense. So whatever the prize pool this year is for World Series of Warzone, that is what the prize pool will be.
Yeah,
for
they'll almost
EWC.
leak it ahead of time, because if the Saudi one gets announced before, then we'll
Yeah.
know
Which
that
it
the
should,
World
yeah.
Series is as high or higher than that number.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard from, I mean, I won't say who, but apparently like the people at EWC were super happy with Warzone, and I heard they wanted to throw like 3-4 million at it, but
Oh,
there's
brother,
obviously
they-
no way they wanted, like, I heard that.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you right now, they want to throw
Yeah.
bags at Warzone.
Yeah.
Call of Duty in
But-
general, not just Warzone.
Right.
Call of Duty, but
right, because I heard COD was like it's huge over there, and they also like the viewers, all the fans that were like there, they loved the COD. I think it was COD, FIFA, and like a couple others that were like huge over there during EWC. But yeah, that would be insane. 3 million or 4 million, imagine, bro. But I don't know. Getting back to what I was saying too, I mean, I think it'll probably be Resurgence again. I think Resurgence will probably be the play for that.
yeah, I'm be honest, I don't think that they if there's even a small chance that EWC can have a bigger prize pool than World Series, I think that they probably will not allow EWC to be big map, just because
Yeah.
hey, having EWC be Resurgence and World Series Warzone be BR, I think Activision is happy with that because they're not directly competing against each other. They're just
I
supplementing
will
each other.
say, I did see the CDL has a sponsor this year, and it is EWC. CDL is now partnered with EWC, like on their main broadcast and stuff. If you look, so that's a weird little, I guess like Easter egg that I saw. I was like on the stream and stuff. They're no longer partnered with Monster, but they have an EWC sponsorship there
Wait, I didn't
with
know
the
that.
CDL. Yeah, so if you watch the CDL broadcast, there's like an EWC, like partnered by like Esports World Cup, like yada yada.
I wonder
So,
what that entails, right? Like, what is that like? You know, does that
don't
if
know.
that's the case, if
Like
they're
what
partnered by-
deliverables?
yeah, then honestly, no troll. That probably means that maybe the restraints are off for EWC.
I just saw I just saw Hector's eyes just open, like as if like he just discovered something. But to be honest, I'd be very surprised if that means anything to I don't know. We'll see. But we could talk about like a little bit, like I think it's cool that obviously we have Falcons and stuff. Oh yeah, here it is. Boom.
Yeah. So look, man. Yeah. So their sponsors are only Esports World Cup and Scuff.
Which is kind of,
They'll
I
get
don't know.
more.
That's a weird
Hopefully they
partnership.
get more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, man.
hopefully.
I'm fiending obviously for some competitive tournaments. I'm fiending for there to be an actual league one day. I'm hoping by the time I die, Warzone gets a league. You know, I'm praying. You know, so but if not, I will do my best, and I'm working my ass off to try to put together a league at the moment. But we just need custom games to be fixed, which sucks because we do this every year. Same thing with integration. Every year, customs come out and they're all fucked. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm hoping that things can. There's gonna be more tournaments soon, and I don't see any crazy tournaments coming until probably Verdansk comes back. When Verdansk comes back, I would hope that there's insane tournaments consistently on Verdansk, whether it be kill
Yeah.
races, customs, everything. You know?
With Verdansk, one thing I hope they do is, because I remember they did this during COVID, they should bring back the celebrity tournaments. Those were huge. I remember we had a tournament with like Ninja, Gronkowski, a bunch of actors, artists, all that. I hope that with Verdansk, they realize they have something special, because if you look at OG Fortnite, like they're gonna be running back all the old seasons in order, just like, you know, as if you're playing for the first time. With Verdansk, I hope they do a lot of tournaments in general, like with competitive only. But dude, they need to bring back the celebrity tournaments too. Those were huge during COVID.
A lot of
And-
that goes back just the game being in a good state, right? Like, but
yeah,
the money for the marketing, I think, also goes back to kind of what I was talking about earlier. Obviously it's a slow time usually around the holiday, but the fact that you don't know about a ton of tournaments between now and Verdansk, I think they're sandbagging.
Well, like you know, in my opinion, I think it all depends on what the budget is, because for those of you that don't know, for them to get players like that, or people like that, celebrities, they need
It's
a lot of
huge.
money. They got to pay
That's a
them
lot
to
of
play.
money.
Like, they're not just gonna come play. Like, they're not gonna get fucking Justin Bieber to come play Warzone unless they're getting paid. You know. So if the budget is there, I could see them doing stuff like that. It just depends on what that budget looks like for Verdansk, right? And again, if they're not doing anything for, you know, from launch of Warzone 4 till March, April, whenever Verdansk comes back, I would hope that there's a big budget whenever Verdansk does come, you know? So, yeah, man. But boys, I mean, that kind of concludes it for the pod today, man. I think we went over a lot of things, and now that everybody's back, and now that, you know, everybody's back, updates are back, things we can talk about things. Guys, for those back at home, expect weekly podcasts from now on. And I will say this, Hunter, you seem to be a favorite in the YouTube comments, in chat. So we love having you, man. We love having you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, bro. But fellas, eBay, J God, Hunter, any closing thoughts before we head out, man?
Yeah, I hope the game. I hope when next week comes, I can load up Warzone, have a fun experience, not a bug experience. And also, they need to bring back new contracts, because I feel like I've played enough Warzone. I've got enough wins. The dopamines aren't there anymore. I've gotten all the master camos. I need some nuke contracts to look forward to, because when there's nothing to do, at least a nuke contract is fun, and people love watching it. People love doing it. It's intense. It's intense stopping them. So those are my final thoughts.
Okay, I agree. New contracts, I'm so sad they're gone. I don't want to play ranked all the time. Like, if I had dopamine playing pubs, I would do it significantly less cheaters. I would hope by Verdansk there's some nukes. So, but yeah, eBates, J God.
I've kind of just settled the game's gonna be shit till Verdansk. I don't think they're gonna bring nukes or any like new content. I hate to be like the, you know, bad vibes, but I just think that the game's just gonna be, it's just gonna be what it is until Verdansk. So hopefully March we get a decent game, but until then, yeah, it's probably just gonna be pretty bad.
I agree.
All right.
I put my expectations low, and then if they surprise me, cool. But realistically, I don't have much faith in anything until they do something.
Yeah. I mean, again, actions speak way louder than words, and they can say specifically for the anti-cheat that the anti-cheat is about to, you know, change everything. Season 2, Season 3, it's going to be drastic changes, but at least for all of us, I think we can all agree, I ain't going to hope for shit until I see something. Once I see that I'm not ending the night with 36 hackers in 5 hours, 6 hours, yeah, I'm cool off that. You know, we'll see what happens, bro. But anyways, guys, thank you guys at home or on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching this, man. We appreciate you guys on Spotify, all that, man. And we'll be back next week for another podcast. We appreciate y'all. I will catch you guys in the next one, baby. Peace.